Hello, welcome back to Silver Gardens Brewery and Floki's Bar. In this episode we're going to be talking about the boiler, the grain, the hops, the yeast, the mashing process, then going into the fermenters and then fermenting out and then going to racking and then putting into the kegs and then connecting up to the pumps. So stick with us and we'll see you in a minute. Hello, in this episode we're going to look at all the equipment we use for doing a brew from start to scratch, from scratch to the end, like, yeah? Right, first thing we do, the first bit of equipment we use is a boiler, and this is a Signet. It's a 30 litre boiler, and what we use this for is we heat up the water for the mash. Now the mash is where we put the grains into a bucket. I'll show you that in a minute. What we do is we heat the water up to about 65, something like that, and then we transfer it from there into the bucket with a bag in it, and then the grains go into the bag and then they steep for an hour. So, and then once they've steeped for an hour, it is then taken off of out the bag. Well, it's strained off out the bag, put back in here, and then brought to the boil for an hour. And then during that hour, we add the hops and the Protafloc tablets. Right, I'll just show you the mash bin. So we got a mash bin here, lid, that's covered up, and what we do, actually in the boiler we have a strainer at the bottom, so any particles that actually get through the bag are strained out. And in the mash tun itself we have another strainer, which is an old washing machine hose with the plastic cut off it and the ends turned over so it can't leak out or whatever, and that just screws onto the back of the tap inside here. I'll show you that. It just screws on there like Zorro, and then that filters everything out from the mash bucket. Right, let's put that back. Put that back. Right, so that's the mash tun. That holds 30 litres as well. Once the mash is done and the boiling's been finished and the hops have been added and the Protafloc tablet been added, we then let it cool down, right down to about 20 degrees, something like that, and then it's transferred into a fermenting bin. Now this is a, well, 5 gallon, it's supposed to be 5 gallon, but it hold about 30 litres, and they come, when you buy these new, this one's seen a bit of days now, they come with a lid with a hole in it, and that just screws on there like that. But what that hole's for is for a bung, a rubber bung to go in there, and then you put your bubbler in the bung like that, and then you half fill that with water, and as it's fermenting, the gases that are made can escape but nothing can get in. Now I had a lot of problems with that, this bung not seating properly. It just leaked air all the time. So I sat down and had a little think with my brother, Kurt, and let's just move me around a bit. Back again. And we came up with an idea to try and seal this hole so that everything that comes out just comes out, but you're not getting anything going back in, which is what's happening with these. Because once you put your yeast in on top of your wort, you put that in there, you put that in the top. Now what was happening is that the pressure was building up, but it wasn't making the bubbler go. It wasn't bubbling at all. So it was escaping around here somewhere. So we came up with an idea of this. This is just a stainless steel bolt that my brother got, and what he did, it's a marine grade. What he did, he turned the end down so that you can get a hose on there, and he drilled a hole right through the middle so that the gases can escape. And what we found was, if we got a silicone washer and 2 stainless steel washers, these are marine grade as well, what you could do, you could put that on there, put the washer on there, put that through like that, put that on that side, hold it in place like that, another washer on the top, and then do it up with a spanner. And then what you've got a complete seal inside there, so no air is going to escape from the seal and nothing's going to come in because you've got the silicone washer in there. And what you do then is you get a little bit of tubing which you put over the top of that, which comes out of here and goes into a jar of water, so that when it bubbles, when the pressure builds up, it comes through the tubing, comes out in the jar, and then bubbles in the jar. Because you're underwater, no air or anything can get back in to come back and spoil your beer. So that's worked out really good. Even Les Meacham, my friend, has got a couple of these Kurt did for him, and they are just superb. So, I mean, they've got a seal in them which goes around the outside, but if you use a little bit of Vaseline on that and you tighten it down well, that doesn't leak at all. So a little mod there that we've used, and I'll show you what I mean by that. As you can see on here, we have one here. You've got that bit there with the silicone there, you've got a bit of tubing coming out down into a jar of water. You see it bubble there, see it's bubbling, so nothing can get back in to spoil your brew. And all that is tightened down with a little bit of Vaseline on that seal, as I said. That's all done, and it makes a hell of a difference when you're actually trying to do a brew, because you know that it's not going to get spoiled at all. So that is the equipment we use. Obviously we use mash paddles as everybody else does and things like that. When we actually do the mash, the bag is lifted. We've got a system here on a pulley at the top, and we just tie the bag up, lift it up and suspend it over the bucket, and then everything from that drip and running off is then put back into the boiler, ready to boil up and give it a go. So I hope this has been informative. If not, just disregard it. But that's what we do. I mean, that's one of the best mods I think we've come up with for anything. And like I say, this is just one of those things that you learn along the way. Different things, you know, like the boiler, That's a different tap. There's a ball lock tap on there, and you change the taps on other things as well. And basically, it's not rocket science. It's just figuring it out and sorting out things. I mean, like this. I mean, this is just a great idea. And these things, well, throw them away. They're no good. They don't do any good at all. Once your rubber starts to perish on here, you get air leaking in, the bubbler doesn't work properly. But with this way, every brew bubbles and it works. So next time, we'll be talking about grains and hops and things like that, how we have to measure out, doing the measuring out of the grains, the different grains we've got, the different hops we've got, the timings. So once that's done, we'll get on to the next subject, which will probably be a full brew day. So hopefully you've learned something from this, and I think it's time for me to have a drink. And I'll see you later. Bye.